Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad, this is my channel Anime and Orange, and this week in 3D metal model news. A few bits from Metal Earth this week. There's nothing changed on their website, however, there are a few things that I wanted to talk about, one of which I forgot from last week. In last week's video I forgot to mention a little sneak peek or a picture that someone sent me from their catalog showing a model that has not yet been talked about or announced, and I put it posted it on YouTube, because you can also just post things rather than videos. And some people saw it, but in case you didn't, I forgot to mention the P38 Lightning model, the Iconics model, that is apparently listed in in a Metal Earth catalog. Now the catalogs really aren't so easy for the average person to get anymore. You used to be able to just get them from their website. Now it's basically for retailers, for wholesalers, or retailers to get. But a retailer sent me this picture that shows a P38 Lightning ICX 143. This is a close-up. It's also on the same page as the International Space Station, which I'd seen in catalogs or pictures from catalogs before, and we now know it's on the coming soon page. But I haven't heard anything about the P38. But that looks like that's a model that will be coming up sometime this year. Another interesting thing that popped up recently is another Disney exclusive, and I have been waiting for the giant mouse machine to pump out something else, because, well, they do. They just pop up, and even a lot of the people from Metal Earth don't always know when they're coming. But Disney, there's another Disney exclusive. There's very limited information about it at this time. It was only recently, I think yesterday, put on the Metal Earth subreddit, so there are people on the subreddit that live down near those shops. Now they're near the parks and are possibly going to look into it later today, and may have already looked into it by the time this video goes up. But Disney Parks Hollywood Tower of Terror Hotel model. It's listed on eBay. Someone commented about it on CodeWookie's post. Appears to be 3 sheets. There's 3 pictures of the model on the eBay listing. On the back it looks to be a 3-sheet model, but there's no other information other than its color. And I even noticed that it says now in color, which kind of suggests that this model was released in silver before, but I don't think that's the case. Probably just the fact that they're now releasing models in color. Interesting looking. I'm tempted to get it because there's several listed, and the price doesn't seem to be too bad. I mean, it's like 20 bucks, and you can even see the sticker on it in the store was $21 or $22, so not too bad. Not yet seriously price hiked. Another interesting one that came out that I just found out about very, very recently. It's another exclusive, and it's only available through a game purchase. And there are a few different links out there. I'm basically going to share one that links to where you can buy the game. And I know there's probably a lot of people that are going to say, I am not going to drop $60 on a video game just to get this exclusive model, and I completely understand that. But I'm going to announce it anyway. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it. It is I've messed this up several times now. You may have noticed I cut the video. Akaruga game, which I think I've seen the name. I've never actually said it before. Now, from what little I've read, it's kind of an updated version or re-release of a 2001 game that was available on the GameCube and the Dreamcast, which I'm sad that I don't have that, because I have both the GameCube and Dreamcast. But it's a new game. There's a couple of different articles. One talked about how it was going to come out in Japan, and in Japan it was going to have the exclusive model, and also was going to later be released in North America without the model. However, that article doesn't seem to be completely correct. There seems to be other articles saying, including the website in which I've already purchased the game from, saying that the Metal Earth model will come with the game here in North America. It's a pre-order. Talks like it's going to be limited, exclusive thing. Again, I wouldn't expect a lot of people are going to jump on this $60 game just for a kit, or just for a Metal Earth model kit. I will say that this time I am one of them, because this game is right up my alley. It's one of those little fighter shooty games. You fly around blowing stuff up. I used to love those type of games. I don't have a really good one. I'm going to have a really good one. As a matter of fact, I just ordered a Nintendo Switch so I could play it. By the way, Nintendo Switches are back in stock at Best Buy, so yay. You don't have to pay an extra amount of money to get one now. But unfortunately, I don't have any information on the model, just that picture. It appears to be the ship that you play in the game. It's pretty cool looking. I actually really like it, so I'm excited about that. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I wonder if we could get like Galaga ships, maybe even the aliens, the fighter ship, the two side by side, you know, when one gets captured and then you blow up the ship that captures it, so you get it back and you get a double. That'd be kind of neat. I wouldn't mind seeing some old school arcade stuff pop up. And some Nintendo stuff, though I don't ever see anything about Nintendo stuff like Mario or Donkey Kong or Pac-Man, some of the stuff from the arcades. It'd be kind of interesting to see models of that, but I imagine licensing would be beyond difficult. Anyway, moving on. Not seeing anything new from Piececool this week. However, looking around AliExpress, I did see a couple of stores that have a lot of the new Piececool models, including the 3 droids that we've talked about recently, the C-3PO, R2-D2, and K-2SO droids, as well as the 3 different architectural models that they recently announced, the Daming Palace, Zaiwei Palace, and Wind Rain Bridge. I've seen those for sale on both Funny Model Store and WAK Model Store. I'll put links to those in the description. Basically, a listing by new. Some AliExpress stores, you may have noticed, have a what's new section or new section you can click on and get it. Some don't. The ones that don't, I just go to like products, all products, and then sort by new. There's a couple extra steps, but I've got links to those 2 stores where you can find those models. I also found the MU Marriage Pavilion on the MMZ model store, which is something else I talked about, I think, in the previous video that's already come out. A lot of the MU models that I've talked about previously are now available here and there, like the little finger models and a couple of other palace things. They're all seem to be out and for sale on AliExpress. And something interesting that I hadn't noticed before is a Micro World wedding car. It looks kind of familiar, but I do believe it's new because I'm seeing it in a couple of places in the What's New or List by New. You see it up there. Both the MMZ Model Store and Magical Model Store have this wedding car. Do have a little bit of information on it. It's completed model. It's 15 centimeters long by 6.2 centimeters wide by 10.8 centimeters tall. 4 sheets, I believe it is. Steel and brass, and a 3-star difficulty rating. Also looking around on AliExpress, on Metalhead's AliExpress store, I saw a couple of new Picture Kingdom models I've never seen before. Kind of amusing, actually. We have the Candy House, which appears to be 5 different size sheets. I don't really have the dimensions for the different sizes. It doesn't really say, it just says 5 sheets, but then there's a picture that shows them, and they look to be little ones and larger ones, and the dimensions, I believe, are 89 by 80 by 88 millimeters tall, and not a lot of information on that. I think it's a mix of steel and brass. And then we have Frankenstein's House, or Monster House. I see both of those names listed. And this one kind of amuses me the most. It's 80 by 88 by 190 millimeters tall. It appears to have 3 sheets, 4 of 7 stars. I forgot to get the star rating on the other one. I think it was also 3 or 4 stars. And the Frankenstein house has a lot of interesting little doodads thrown into the model. Kind of very random and peculiar, and I kind of want to get that one. There's so many models I want to get. So many out there. But they're very colorful and interesting looking and very different. And I'm more tempted to get those than a lot of the models I'm seeing coming out. That's what I've found new this week. So some interesting exclusives from Metal Earth. I know a lot of people get frustrated with the exclusives. You're not the only one. I kind of feel bad for throwing $60 out at this game, but the heck with it. I'm treating myself because I've been working hard. The Disney exclusive is already available online at a decent price, so jump on that. There will be a link to that eBay listing down below as well if you want to jump on it. And I'm always going to keep an eye out for what's coming next. I might get more information on either the Disney model or the game exclusive model, the Ikaru. I gotta look back up here. Ikaruga game model. I might get some more information later. I'm not sure. If I do, I'll try to post a post about it on YouTube, so look out for that. It's been a while since I've done a question of the week, and a lot of that's time constraints. A lot of it is I get tired of asking the same questions over and over, and I'm sure some people as well. I am still working on getting a video of the models here behind me. I just haven't had the time for that. I'm also on the verge of releasing part 1 of the Hogwarts Castle in snow. I've got this much of it built. There's a little bit more on the table I'm working on. Things are just going so much slowly, and I feel bad about that. Time is a lot more limited now than it used to be, and I've also got some outside projects I'm trying to work on while the weather is decent before it starts getting rainy and windy and cold here in the north. Anyway, this week's question of the week. I'm just a little curious what people think about a lot of the Piececool and MU architectural models that are coming out. The Chinese companies have been doing a lot of really neat looking Chinese architectural models, and I definitely know there are people sending me pictures of their builds on like Facebook and sometimes Instagram, and it's really cool. What does everyone think about that? I know in the past there have been people that complain that Metal Earth isn't doing more architectural models. They seem to be very much planes and military stuff and sci-fi like Star Wars stuff, and those sell. But what about the architectural models? What do people think about the Chinese architectural models? Would you like to see some US or other architectural models, something other than the Chinese architecture? And even what would you like to see? Should Metal Earth be following in the lines of, say, Piececool and releasing more architecture? Leave your comments down below. Read about them next week. I'm just curious to hear what people think. And one more thing, if you haven't noticed, I did slightly redo the Pass the Model challenge, because there is a couple of someones that I unintentionally left out. I misplaced the video, had some difficulty as the videos were pouring in, just keeping it organized, and one got somehow misplaced. I don't even know where I put it, but I was able to download it again. I feel really bad about that, but I absolutely had to redo the video to include those two. So if you haven't watched it, check it out again. It's a little bit changed, a little bit more edited to fit within the music, and there's a new card at the end. The ending part where I'm doing the cards, I don't know if anybody remembers the old NXS video where they did cards. That was the inspiration for that. The first time I made that with those cards, I did it in like one shot. The second time, it took like 7 or 8 shots to get it that good, and I had to separate the cards into 2 stacks. I don't know why. The first time I did it, I got it on the first try. Second time, multiple tries, dropping it, not being able to pull the papers off fast enough, forgetting to hit record, stuff like that. Interesting tidbit. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for continuing to support this channel, and as always, keep on keeping on.